With Elon Musk just released the Twitter files talking about the Hunter Biden New York Post story being suppressed on Twitter, and pretty much how they were censoring and suppressing the story and not letting people to post about it. Do you guys think that suppression and censorship should be a thing on social media?
Absolutely not. There's a time and a place for it, right? But when it comes to, suppressing a story because it's not in favor of a particular side that you may be in support of, like in this case, I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. I just think that it's, wrong. Misinformation is one thing. If you're spreading a false narrative or a false lies or false information on a particular subject, that's one thing, and I understand that being suppressed. But this is like a real story that people should know about. And because, you as an authoritative factor, owner of a social media platform, and you have that control, when you suppress that and don't let the people know, that's where distrust comes in, and just the dishonesty is just not good for it.
Well, I think the misinformation thing is going to be handled. If you look at a platform like Twitter, we've seen examples and beta testing running on their fact checker right now, and you've seen it implemented on multiple people, whether it doesn't matter what kind of party they support, or if they're just a neutral, non-politically affiliated account. You've seen time and time again now in this new beta test of this fact checker that they're actually pulling from a resource to actually show where the right information should be.
Yeah, I think something that is really interesting about this story is that when they release the actual internal emails, you can come to find out that it's actually not really a result of necessarily the Democrat or the Republican Party. It's actually the Twitter moderation group themselves. And although that this censorship team did give access to so the two political parties would send in to their representative, hey, don't like this story, take it down. And literally the emails responding to it would be handled.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, what the heck?
Yeah.
And there definitely was, it was noted that there was more Democratic, responses and requests than there was Republicans. But what I thought was really interesting is that why was this not escalated to the CEO? It was said that Jack Dorsey didn't even know about what was going on.
I think the reason why Jack Dorsey didn't really know about it is because for the past several years that he was CEO, he really wasn't doing much with Twitter. He made the final call and decisions on things, but it was really his board of executives that ran the whole thing. That's why when Elon took over, he fired a bunch of them, because that's who Elon really had the problems with. It wasn't Jack Dorsey himself. Even though he was CEO, if there were major decisions and things that he'd have to communicate to investors, he would show up and do it then. But he's building Block, he's building Square, he's got a major stake in Tidal, the music streaming platform. And honestly, Square is the company out of all those that it's the most prominent that he has to give his attention to. So that's probably why he wasn't as big as a factor in making those decisions, where he gave it to his head of legal, or I believe the person Elon fired her, I forget her name, but she was in charge of all those things, and she was mainly one of the big factors in a lot of those things getting censored.
Yeah, I just think censorship overall on social media has to go, whether you like the narrative or you don't. I mean, the main reason why this was being censored in the first place is because they thought it was due to Russian hacking. And I'm just look, man, let the post, New York Post actually publish the article, be responsible for if that's their misinformation or not. But you can't, as the platform, suppress stories based on what you think might have happened.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I think that